Okay, so as I said in my kind of catching up with me vlog, if you haven't watched that, I'll put the link to it somewhere so you can click over there. It's just a short video about what I've been doing. I have recently started the Liquid Amino Diet. I don't know if you guys have all heard of it. It's kind of a big like Facebook thing right now. That's where I saw it at first. Really similar in a way to HCG. What I mean by that is if you ever did homeopathic HCG, some of you guys did just the shots and that's great. I did both and I had more luck using the homeopathic where you put the drops like under your tongue. It's kind of similar to that. So let me show you first of all what you get when you order. They have a really great website and I'll put that down here for you guys so you can see it and maybe go check it out. What comes with your order is you get the drops and it looks like this. And then it comes with this little measured syringe so that you can measure out exactly how much you need, which I really like that. You also get to choose when you order what kind of little guidebook that you want. And I just ordered the regular one, but they also have a diabetes program and then they also have an active program. In the book, here's the table of contents. It has a chapter that talks about obesity is the first one, then it talks about high glycemic foods and how bad they are for you, and then it talks about the liquid amino diet. What they call themselves is a low glycemic diet. And according to them, they say that low glycemic foods and their exclusive products help your body to metabolize abnormal body fat, kind of like HCG, and increase your metabolism, resulting in rapid weight loss. So the idea of the glycemic foods is that you eat foods that release glucose into your bloodstream, but they do it really slowly. And so it's better for your metabolism. It talks about the westernized diet, how, we eat a lot of high trans and saturated fatty foods, lots of refined sugars, lots of refined grains, which is not false. In there, they call this the Amino Diet Plus drops. It has lots of different aminos in it. Some of the aminos that it has in it are L-arginine, acetyl L-carnitine, L-ornithine, phytolactoberry, A-ketoglutarosum, sorry if I'm saying that horribly wrong, and graphites. It also has taraxacum officinalis, and that supports your liver. It also has lopophytum leandri that supports your thyroid. And for appetite suppression, it has Calcarea carbonica. The first three I said are the amino acids of it. And all of that comes in your little drops. So how is the phases broken down? Because it does phases just like HCG does, but they're broken down a little differently. One of the first things that kind of caught my eye that was like, that they do kind of differently is when you're getting ready to do the diet, they don't have what they call load day. For 2 days before you're going to start the diet to kind of change over, and kind of like you would on a typical load day, you want to start putting healthy fats into your body, kind of cut down on the carbs, get where you're in the habit of eating good things. But you don't take any drops those days. So their first phase is phase 1. HCG's, the first phase is phase 2 because their little phase 1 is cleansing. So phase 1, you do 0.5 milliliters using your little syringe every day, 3 times a day under your tongue. You hold it there for 20 seconds before you swallow it, and you have to wait 15 minutes before and after you take the drops before you can eat anything, drink anything, put anything into your mouth, brush your teeth, eat gum, whatever. They recommend that you have 8 hours of sleep every night, which is important anyway. They also have recommendations for additional supplements to take. I am taking a few of these. I'm not taking all of them. They recommend a multivitamin, an omega-3 fish oil, vitamin D3, and also vitamin B12. They also want you to drink at least half your weight in water every day in ounces. If I weighed, just a good even number, if I weighed 170, half of that is 85. So I would need to drink at least 85 ounces of water, if not more. The more the better, because the way I see it, the more fluids you're taking in, that's the more stuff that you're flushing out of your body. They have you eat 5 small meals a day. Each one has to contain a protein source. So that's something that's totally different from HCG. They want your biggest meal to be breakfast and they want your smallest meal to be dinner. You also have to do 4 vegetable servings, 2 fruit servings, and 5 protein servings. One of the protein servings you can do as a protein shake, but the protein shake, they said, has to be 4 grams of carbs or less. And they sell a protein shake supplement on their website that looked really good, but I didn't buy it because I've got tons of protein shakes already, so I just used some of the ones I had. They want you to have 1 healthy fat serving per day, and they have a list of different foods in here that qualify as a fat serving. If you do what they call their active protocol, and if you do a workout, if you do a 60-minute workout, they want you to add an additional 250 calories in the form of 1 more fruit serving and 1 additional protein shake serving. That you do the fruit before you work out and you do the protein after you work out. And then if you do a 90-minute workout, they want you to add an additional 500 calories, kind of the same way. You can't eat anything after you eat dinner, and you should, they say you need to eat at least 2 hours before you go to bed. So let's talk about the kind of foods that they say you can have. The protein is very similar to what you would expect on HCG. You have 5 ounces per serving is your allotted amount of protein. So of course they've got beef. You can have, you know, like a really lean steak, extra lean ground beef or roast, buffalo or veal, chicken breast, skinless and boneless. You can have sea bass, wild flounder, halibut, sole, lobster, crab, shrimp, tuna that's packed in water, turkey, 4% milk fat cottage cheese, 1 scoop of protein shake, or 6 egg whites. They want you to have, like I said, 4 servings a day. You can do artichokes, asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, celery, cucumbers, eggplant, fennel, fresh green beans, mushrooms, onion, peppers, red radishes, spinach or chard, tomato, and zucchini. For your fruits, like I said before, there's 2 servings of fruits a day. An apple, 1 any size, not 2 small apples, blueberries, cherries, grapes, grapefruit, orange, a fresh peach, pear, plums, or strawberries. And in the book they have all of the sizes, because some of these are different. Like you can have a cup of blueberries, but you can only have half a cup of grapes, probably because grapes are higher in sugar, so they want you to not have as much. So there's a little bit of difference here. So what I'm telling you isn't exactly like, oh, go eat as many cherries as you want. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like read what they have. And what's kind of cool is next to it they have all of the calorie breakdowns for everything, so they kind of make it easy on you. The healthy fats that you get 1 serving of a day, that you have to have 1 serving a day. You can do almonds, 25 raw, and that also counts as a protein. Coconut oil, 1 tablespoon. 2 large eggs, which would also count as a protein. 1 tablespoon of flaxseed oil, or 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then you can also do beans, which is interesting because, you know, we never got beans on HCG. No more than 1 serving per day, and these also count as a protein. And they have black beans, edamame, kidney beans, or pinto beans. They do have optional grains, very similar to HCG. The wassa bread, the Melba toast, the grissini little breadsticks. They actually also say whole grain wheat thins, but any healthy cracker, but it can't be flavored because those are typically pretty salty, and it can only be 20 calories worth of your grain, your optional grain. They also give you some little sample menus in the book, and they have some important guidelines in here. Be sure that you're eating enough food. Be sure you drink enough water. Pork is not allowed. Do not eat starchy vegetables like potatoes or corn. Do not eat saturated fat or processed foods that have on their labels partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. For cooking, use olive oil or coconut oil. Do not eat refined carbohydrates or simple sugars. Eat mixed meals or snacks of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Don't let your food get too bland. Double check your labels. Use stevia as a sweetener. Avoid restaurants during phase 1. Weigh in at the same time of day in similar clothing. Avoid all foods that come in a package, because we know that there's lots of hidden salts and lots of hidden ingredients in packaged foods. And utilize the customer support. And this is actually really cool. I told you guys that they have a Facebook page, and I'll link that where you guys can check it out. But what surprised me, on Thursday night I was at work and I got a call on my phone from an 800 number, but I couldn't answer it. Well, I went and listened to the message, and it was somebody from the Amino Diet support. You know, it was like, oh, hi, this is so-and-so from the Amino Diet. I was just calling to see how everything's going, checking in on you and how you're doing so far. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. And she left the number. That's kind of cool. They have, if you've stalled, they have some ideas for if you've stalled, and then they also recommend, you know, if you hit a diet, or if you hit like a stall or a plateau for a really long time, they have a VLCD day also that they recommend doing. The next part of the booklet talks about the active diet, like I told you about. If you're going to work out, it kind of gives you a little guideline on how to do that with sample menus also. They want you to work out in the mornings, like first thing before you eat. Then the next phase, phase 2, you bump your calories up to 1,500 calories a day, really similar to how you do on HCG phase 3. But something different is that they actually recommend that you keep taking the drops while you're in phase 2. They say they want you to bump it up to 0.75 on your little syringe and take it at least twice a day. They recommend it, but it's not, of course, it's not required. They say people have luck with continuing to lose weight in phase 3 when they keep taking the drops. Then it gives you the guidelines for like what you can add. Of course, you want to kind of cut out all the carbs. Interestingly, they have 2 slices of whole grain bread per day is allowed, but they want you to avoid anything with white bread. And then they talk about phase 3, the lifestyle, the maintenance phase. So that's pretty cool. And then they have some exercise ideas, they have a conclusion, and then they have in the back some frequently asked questions. So that's the little booklet that you get. 30-day supply, which is what I got, costs $97. A little pricey, kind of similar to HCG. You guys remember how it's a little bit expensive. But, you know, if I can do it for their phase 1 and their phase 2, I think it's pretty worth the money. And if it works, then that's great. So I've been doing it now since April the 30th. And today is May the 8th, so a week and a day, and I am down 7 pounds. I only have to lose about 15 pounds before I wanted to be where I was, and now I'm down 7, so only like 8 more pounds to go, and I'll be right at 160. That's where I was before I went to Mexico and got married. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave questions in the comments. Maybe if you guys want me to, I can kind of go over their little frequently asked questions section and you know, let you guys know some of these answers that they say and some of these questions that they have. You know, just any questions that you have about it, because I'm still doing it. I'm going to do it for, kind of like HCG, I'm going to do it for 3 weeks, and then I'm going to go to the next phase. They say that this is a 30-day supply, but I'm just going to do it for 21 days. That way I'll have some as I'm going into the next phase. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Like I said, if you have any questions, just put it in the comments below and I will try to answer them, or I'll make a video that answers them. And I guess I will talk to you guys later. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.